Hi, if you want to watch exclusive content with hot girls that you won't watch on YouTube, namely where Naruto roasts Kushina and Mikoto and many other hot girls without restrictions, then visit my Boosty channel at the link in the description. October 10th, Konoha Hospital. Today, Yandere Hokage Minato Namikaze gave birth to 3 children. After the birth, Minato's wife Kushina lay unconscious. Standing outside his wife's room, the 4th felt a surge of chakra and immediately went inside. Kushina was lying on the hospital bed. An ominous red chakra was flowing from the seal on her stomach. Damn! I didn't keep an eye on the seal during the birth. Apparently, Kyuubi managed to break the weakened seal and tried to break free. Luckily, I was nearby. Okay, the seal is most likely completely destroyed, and it won't be possible to reseal the fox. I'll have to reseal him, but in whom? Minato stared blankly at the chakra flowing out and tried to think of a way out of the situation, but it was all in vain. And then, suddenly, he heard a child crying. That won't happen. I'll stop you even at the cost of my life, Fox. The Hokage said. Then he picked up his son and placed him on a small table. Sorry, son, Minato said, making hand seals. The seal of the 8 trigrams. A bright light appeared, and the chakra from Kushina's seal rushed into the seal on the boy's stomach. The resealing was successful. Namikaze was about to sit down on a chair, but he noticed strange changes in his son's appearance. The boy's pupils stretched out and became like a fox's, but his eyes remained blue. His arms and legs acquired an unnatural length, and his nails turned into full-fledged claws. Has he undergone a metamorphosis? Could it be that Q's chakra? Namikaze didn't have time to finish. He was suddenly overcome by a feeling of weakness and a little fear. His vision became cloudy and a blurry silhouette appeared before his eyes. Listen to me carefully. You must give your son to the orphanage. If you are asked about what happened today, just say that you wanted to seal the fox into your son, but his body could not withstand it, and he died. You took the child from the orphanage who was most suitable as a vessel and sealed the Kyuubi into him. The next day, Minato Namikaze himself came to the Konoha orphanage. He handed over a basket with a small child to the hands of the nanny working there. Take care of him, the Hokage said. Okay, Hokage-sama, said a rather cute girl. When Minato left, the director of this very orphanage approached the girl. One look at the child was enough to feel the aura of death emanating from him. It was so strong that the man's knees involuntarily shook. This child, he is the devil himself. Get rid of him immediately, the fat man shouted. Yes, sir, Kimoto-san. The girl was not thrilled with the order from her superiors. This boy did not look like some kind of demon or monster. He was quite cute and sweet. Especially when he was sleeping, like he was now. She walked down the street and looked at different places. Her gaze stopped on a dark alley. It was unremarkable. The nanny left little Naruto in this alley and walked away with a heavy heart. At this time, Kakashi, Rin and Obito returned from the mission. They were discussing something while walking along the main street of Konoha. Guys, maybe we should eat some dango? Obito said. I agree. Kakashi, what are you? Quiet, do you hear? Hatake was distracted by a strange noise. Do you hear what? Obito asked. I hear something too. It's coming from that alley, Rin said. Let's check it out. Okay, Kakashi answered directly. And me. Obito decided to go with them. Entering the alley, they walked another 10 meters and saw a child on the ground. He was lying in a small basket and screaming loudly. It's a child, but what could he be doing here? Noira didn't understand. Look, there's a seal on his body. The same as Kushina-san's. Apparently, he's the new Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi. The ash-haired man concluded. But what is he doing here? And why is he so strange? Some stripes on his cheeks, and his nails are very long. The brunette added. You're asking the wrong questions. Now we need to figure out what to do with him. I suggest that we take him for ourselves. We will raise him as a younger brother. Uchiha suggested the idea. Obito, you understand that this is not some dog, but a living person. He needs to be taken care of. I like Obito's idea. I always wanted a little brother. Rin couldn't contain her delight. Nothing can be done about you. Then we'll raise and educate him together. Hataki had no choice but to agree. I need to buy baby food, clothes, toys. Someone needs to go to the store with me, Noera said out loud. Let's do it this way. I'll take him home, and you go shopping. Kakashi distributed the tasks. I agree. Me too, we'll be back soon. Okay. We'll wait. Kakashi and the child went home, and Rin and Obito went shopping. The three of them lived in a large estate. Obito didn't want to live in the Uchiha quarter, and Kakashi's house was given to some poor family. Rin just lives with them because she's bored alone. Kakashi came home and sat on the bed. He put the basket on his knees and began to examine the boy. He was quite large. Elongated fingers and feet, blue eyes with vertical pupils. 3 stripes on each cheek and a seal on the stomach. The spitting image of a fox. I can assume that when he grows up, he will become quite handsome. His facial features are interesting. Hataki made another conclusion. What is this? Kakashi noticed a piece of paper in the basket. This boy's name is Uzumaki Naruto. Please take care of him, I'm counting on you. Yandame Hokage. Interesting, apparently Minato-sensei wanted to give this child to an orphanage, but something went wrong. The ash-haired man suggested. We're home. Noera announced her arrival. Where should I put my things? Obito barely managed to say. Put it in my room, Hataki said. How did it go? Great, on the way to the store we met Mikoto-san. She gave birth to a son, they named him Sasuke. Now Itachi will have no time for training at all. That's for sure. How's the baby? He's sleeping. I found a note in the basket, this kid's name is Naruto. Guys, he's not sleeping anymore, and it seems like he wants to eat. Uchiha's voice was heard. Right now. Wait, I'll prepare the nutritious mixture. Rin took the products and went to cook. Well, now we won't have to be bored. Hataki said his thoughts out loud. After Rin fed Naruto, the whole team sat in the kitchen. We need to inform Minato-sensei about the Jinchuriki, Kakashi said. Let me know tomorrow, Rin decided. And you? Obito was perplexed. And I will look after the baby. It's decided. Tomorrow we'll tell Sensei about the child. And now we need to gather strength. He gave the command to Hataki. The next day, Obito and Kakashi went to the residence, leaving Rin with little Naruto. Minato was sitting in his office, sorting through another pile of papers. At that moment, his former students entered the office. Minato-sensei. Obito and I are ready to receive the mission, Hataki reported. Where is Rin? That's what we wanted to say. Yesterday, we found the Kyuubi Jinchuriki on the street, Obito explained to Sensei. What? The Hokage couldn't believe his ears. Where is he now? Rin is looking after him. We decided that we will raise and educate him. Are you sure you can handle it? Yes. Then I'm counting on you. Here's your mission, you must escort the convoy to the rice field country. Hi, they both said, after which they left the office. When I get to the orphanage, I'll fire the director to hell, Minato said with a hint of anger in his voice. After this conversation, the Hokage remained to sort through piles of papers. This is how the story of a little boy named Naruto began. After 5 years. A red-haired boy of about 5 years old was walking down the street of Konoha. His eyes reflected genuine joy, and his smile warmed the soul. When Naruto was 20 meters from home, the space around him distorted, and he found himself in an alley. 2 shinobi appeared in front of him, and another one behind him. Judging by their movements, they were drunk. Ha, he got caught in such an easy genjutsu. He's probably stupid too, one of them said. We need to teach him a lesson, said the second. We'll break a couple of his ribs, or better yet 10. No, we'd rather just kill you, the third one said with a maniac's smile. Having approached the boy close enough, they knocked him down and began to beat him. Take that, you damn demon, said the first one. I never liked those ugly eyes, the second one growled. For what? What did I do to them? I don't even know them. Why? Why? Naruto thought before passing out. The redhead woke up in a place that resembled a sewer. Strange greenish lighting, and there was water on the floor. There were pipes on the walls, They led further down the corridor. Naruto felt something familiar and native from this passage. Uzumaki decided to go along this corridor and find out where it leads. After 10 minutes of walking, he came out into a huge room. On the other side, right in the wall, there was a large golden cage. There is a seal on the gate of the cage. Wow, what a big cage. Is there anyone here? Asked the ginger one. Human offspring. Abomination. If it weren't for the fourth, there would be a large crater in the place of this village. The red eyes sitting behind the cage said angrily. And this is my Jinchuriki? A pitiful sight. Who are you? Me? You ask who I am? Well, look, I am Kyubi no Yoko. A huge red fox appeared in place of the red eyes. It can't be. Kyubi? The real one? The boy asked with interest. His eyes showed interest in the biju. Kid. What's wrong? The fox was shocked. He would never have thought that a Jinchuriki could react like that. Calm down. I'm real, and I'm also going to kill you. You can't, Uzumaki replied. What makes you think that? If you wanted to kill me, you would have done it long ago. But you didn't kill me, which means you need me. Yes. You are quite smart. You see the seal, you must tear it off the cage. Wait, Kurama. Someone said from the dark part of the room. What? How do you know my name? The fox was perplexed. After all, only Old Man Rikudo knows it. We know a lot about you, said the second. Two men appeared from the shadows. They were dressed in white kimonos with a pattern of 6 magatama. Who are you? Uzumaki asked. I am Otsutsuki Indra, the eldest son of Rikudo Sennin, said the man with long hair. I am Otsutsuki Ashura, the youngest son of Rikudo Sennin, said the second. His hair, like Naruto's, was sticking out in all directions. I see, you are the old man's offspring. Why are you here? We came to Naruto-kun. You see, Naruto, you are the reincarnation of me and Indra, Ashura stated. Wait. I'll still believe that he's your reincarnation. But Indra. Naruto isn't even an Uchiha. He doesn't even have a Sharingan. That's not a problem. I'll give him my power. The elder Otsutsuki touched Uzumaki's forehead. Now he has a Sharingan with 2 Tomo. I want to give him my gift too. Ashura also touched Naruto's forehead. What is this? How do I know so much? And what is this strange feeling? The ginger asked. What you feel is called chakra. Along with our gifts, you received our knowledge, and the knowledge of our reincarnations that were before you. Do not worry. We will help you harness this power. And my father asked me to give you this. A staff appeared in Indra's hand. One end resembled the sun, and the other the moon. Now it is yours. Just think about the staff, and it will appear. Thank you. But what is this place, and how do I get out of here? This is your subconscious. Just wish to return to reality. If you have problems with chakra, you can contact me, Kyubi explained. Thank you. Kurama. That's your name, right? Yes. And don't tell anyone what happened. After this conversation, Naruto returned to the real world. He woke up in a room with white walls and ceiling. Am I in the hospital? Naruto! Noira said, wiping away her tears. Rin? What am I doing here? An ANBU brought you here. They told me you were in the hospital with multiple fractures. I got scared and went to the hospital. Rin barely managed to say. But now everything is fine. And I feel better already. Let's go home, I'm hungry. Uzumaki calmed her down. You're right. Let's stop by Ichiraku on the way home, okay? Yes. After that, Rin and Naruto went to Ichiraku. Passers-by cast contemptuous glances at the boy. When they reached Ichiraku, they noticed visitors. They were a blonde man, the same age as Naruto, and a woman with red hair. Apparently it was the boy's mother. Hello, Kushina-san. Hello, Rin. Who is that with you? This is Naruto, my half-brother. He grew up in an orphanage. Naruto. This is Menma, my son. The woman pointed at the blonde. I am very pleased, Uzumaki replied. Menma, say hello to Naruto. Why should I greet a piece of trash? The blonde said. What? I'll show you now. Kushina slapped her son on the back of the head. Forgive him, Naruto. He can be quite rude. It's okay, Kushina-san. I'm already used to this kind of insult. Old man Tucci, I'll have 3 servings of ramen. Uzumaki addressed the cook. Right now, baby, said the elderly man, who is the cook and owner of this establishment. After eating ramen and saying goodbye to Kushina, Naruto and Rin headed home. They found Kakashi and Obito, who had recently returned from an A-rank mission. Hello, Naruto, the Uchiha greeted. Hello, Kakashi. I want you to train me. I really need to become stronger. The redhead got down to business. You want me to teach you? Hatake asked again. Yes. Okay, we'll start your training tomorrow. But we won't teach you techniques right away, you understand that, right? Understand. That's great. Now I'd like to go to my room. He went to read his stupid books again. Obito decided to joke. By the way, Itachi and Sasuke are supposed to come today. At that moment they heard a knock on the door. I'll open it now. Naruto went to open the door for the guests. He saw Itachi, and Sasuke was standing behind him. Hello, Naruto, can I come in? The elder Uchiha asked. Hello, Itachi, come in. Hello, Naruto, the younger Uchiha greeted. Hello, Sasuke. Let's go to my room. Okay. Uchiha and Uzumaki went to the second floor, and Itachi stayed to talk with Obito. What happened today? Obito asked. Naruto was attacked by 3 drunk chunin. They caught him in a genjutsu, then took him to an alley and beat him up. Itachi reported. Did you manage to catch them? Yes. They are in prison now. Fine. He had several fractures, but after a couple of hours he was fully recovered. It must be the fox's work. Naruto and Sasuke were sitting in the room and discussing what happened to them today. Sasuke, what interesting things happened today? My brother said he'll train me tomorrow. What about you? Well, I got beat up. Then some A and B brought me to the hospital. What? Who did this? Some drunk shinobi, don't bother your head. Oh, and starting tomorrow, Kakashi will be training me. So we will both become stronger. Yes. Sasuke, it's time for us to go home. Itachi called his brother. Right now. Bye, Naruto, see you later. That's true, Databeo. The next day. Third polygon. Naruto and Kakashi came to the training ground. Today the redhead will have his first training session, and for some reason Kakashi asked the redhead to take swimming trunks. So, first, physical training. Run 5 laps around the training ground. Then a break and 5 squats. Another break and 10 push-ups. Hatake made a training plan. I understand everything. Uzumaki answered, after which he began to run. He ran quite fast. On the 5th lap he almost did not feel tired, so Naruto decided to run a couple more laps. In the end, he ran 8 laps, and in doing so, spent half of his strength. Kakashi was very surprised by the boy's endurance. Okay, do you still have any strength left? Yes. Then you can start doing squats and push-ups. Hi. Naruto decided that 5 squats would not be enough, so he did 15. After that, 15 push-ups instead of 10. After seeing this, Kakashi decided to move on to chakra control. Now you will learn control. Look, you must put chakra into your legs and climb up the tree. If you don't have enough chakra, you will fall. If you have too much, you will break the tree. Kakashi directed chakra into his feet and walked along the tree trunk. It's better to take a running start and use a kunai to mark the place where you fell. I understand the principle, it remains to test it in practice. Naruto took the kunai in his right hand and walked 5 meters away from the tree. Now, said the ginger, after which he began to run along the tree. Having run 2 meters, he stumbled and began to fall. He made a mark on the trunk with the kunai. Not bad for a first try. Keep it up and you'll do well, Hatake encouraged his student. Okay. I'll try again. Naruto tried again and again. With an interval of 15 minutes, he moved up 0.5 meters. Each time, his movements were more confident and calm. After about 8.5 hours, Uzumaki was already calmly walking along the tree trunk. An ordinary person would not be able to hold out for even an hour, but Naruto is unusual. His chakra reserves are 3 times greater than Minato Namikaze's. Not bad. And so, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Now you'll learn to walk on water, Kakashi said as he appeared. Okay. I understand that the principle here is a little different. You are right. Since the water is constantly in motion, you will have to distribute the chakra in your legs correctly. So that's what swimming trunks are for, Uzumaki realized. Having changed clothes, Naruto sent chakra into his legs and tried to stand on the water. As usual, the first pancake is lumpy. The first 10 minutes the redhead didn't succeed, but he wasn't used to giving up at the very beginning. 2 hours passed, Naruto could already stand on the water. Badly, but still he could. 3 hours later he could walk on water normally. Great. It's 7 o'clock now, do you have any strength left? Kakashi decided to find out. I wouldn't mind having a little rest. Okay, 20-minute break, after that we'll throw iron for another 20 minutes. After a little rest, Kakashi decided to teach Naruto how to throw shurikens and kunai. After 20 minutes, Naruto managed to hit the target once. Kakashi considered it a good result, and then went home with Uzumaki. Before going to bed, Uzumaki decided to go to Kurama's subconscious. He found himself near the fox's cage. Kurama, are you here? The red-haired man asked a stupid question. Where else would I go? The fox answered. Naruto-kun, are you ready for training? Indra's voice was heard. Indra-san? What training? Ashura and I will teach you to control our power. Let's start with the Sharingan. Direct the chakra into your eyes, but do it gradually. I understand. Uzumaki followed Indra's instructions. He gradually directed chakra into his eyes. After 20 seconds, the red-haired boy opened his eyes, which contained a Sharingan with 2 tomo. Excellent. Now copy my movements. Indra folded the seals, and then said, Katon, Great Fireball. Otsutsuki blew out a huge ball, the radius of which was about 6 meters. Okay. Naruto did exactly the same. Katon, Great Fireball. Uzumaki blew out a fireball, 1 meter in diameter. Not bad for a start. Keep it up and you'll get there in time. Good, Indra-san. Naruto trained all night and was pleased with the result. In the subconscious, time passes differently. He was able to blow out a fireball, the diameter of which was about 1 meter. Kurama helped a lot with this, unconsciously strengthening the boy's fire element. Uzumaki returned to reality by 7 a.m., then he went to training with Kakashi and repeated what happened yesterday. Now he had a training schedule. Naruto trained with Kakashi during the day, and in the evening he came to the subcreation with Indra and Ashura. So 1 year passed. A year later, Naruto trained hard to become stronger, and he succeeded. Let's run through his achievements. 1. In Taijutsu, Naruto is slightly weaker than a genin. 2. Chakra control at a fairly high level. 3. Learn the technique of the fire element. 4. Has a good command of the Sharingan, but hasn't developed it to 3 tomo yet. 5. Learned 1 wind elemental jutsu. 6. Throws kunai and shurikens 6 out of 10. 7. Mastered 1 basic genjutsu, as well as ways to dispel it. 8. Started to master sensorics. 9. Can sense negative emotions using empathy. Empathy was transmitted to him through Kurama. 10. I learned almost the entire theoretical program of the academy. Today Naruto as always went to training with Kakashi. Hatake said that today there will be an unusual training. Arriving at the 3rd training ground, Kakashi took out several sheets of paper and handed them to Uzumaki. This is chakra conducting paper. You have to squeeze it between your fingers. If the paper burns, it's katon. If it gets wet, suiton. If it splits into 2, futon. If it rots, doton. If it shrinks, raiton. If it's 2 elements at once, it's an enhanced genome, but that rarely happens. I see. Rizek squeezed 2 sheets between his fingers. 1 sheet was cut into 2 halves. The second one burned. Then he took 2 more sheets. The third one got wet and rotted. The fourth one got wet and shriveled. Unbelievable. You have 2 enhanced genomes. I'm shocked. Although it's not visible because of the mask, Kakashi's jaw almost dropped. Great. That means I'll be very strong. But I'll have to train a lot. You're right. So, you have a futon, katon, sueton, doton, raiton, ranton, and mokuton? Kakashi didn't believe it. Kakashi, what are we going to do now? Since you have raiton, I will take care of your training. Obito will teach you katon. But I already know a couple of fire techniques. Katon, great fireball. Uzumaki folded the seals and blew out a giant fireball, with a radius of 1.5 meters. Amazing. But how do you know her? It's just that I've seen Itachi use it many times, and I wanted to repeat it. The redhead came up with an excuse. There's something he's not telling me, Hataki thought. Okay, I'll teach you Raiton starting tomorrow. You can rest today. Okay. Uzumaki took his things and went home. It was close, Kurama said. That's true. I don't think he believed me. Be careful in future. Okay. Uzumaki didn't notice how he reached home. Leaving his things in the room, he said goodbye to Rin and headed to Sasuke. Arriving at the Uchiha quarter, he headed to the clan head's house. There he was met by Sasuke's mother Mikoto Uchiha. Hello, Mikoto-san. Hello, Naruto. Sasuke is not home, he is training with Itachi at the 4th training ground. Thank you. Have a nice day, Uzumaki said and walked towards the training ground. And you too, Mikoto threw after him. Sasuke's parents treated Naruto quite well. They didn't see him as a demon. Moreover, Naruto was raised by Obito, so Fugaku and Mikoto aren't too worried about their youngest son's friend. When Naruto arrived at the training ground, he noticed Itachi and Sasuke on the pier. Sasuke! The redhead shouted. Uchiha waved his hand at him and began to make seals. Take a deep breath, Itachi prompted. Katon, phoenix flowers. Sasuke blew out 7 small balls of fire. It was much worse last time. Uzumaki encouraged his friend. Thank you, I train every day. Naruto, do you know any ninjutsu? Itachi asked. I know the defensive ninjutsu of Futon and one of Katon. Can you show me the Kato? Good. Kato, the great fireball. Rizik blew out a ball of flame. Good. Who taught you this? Kakashi. Cool, can you teach me? Uchiha Jr. asked. I have nothing to do, so I can do it right now. True, I'll have to limit myself to a regular fireball. Thank you, you are the best friend. Repeat the seals. Uzumaki made the necessary seals. Okay. Sasuke began to form seals. Now do this a couple more times, and then the principle is like the phoenix flowers. Inhale more air and exhale. I understand. Now I ask you not to distract me. I understood, not a fool. A fool wouldn't have understood. Uzumaki left Sasuke and headed towards Itachi. Itachi, you have a Mangekyo Sharingan, right? What? How do you know that? It's a clan secret. The elder Uchiha was scared. I heard Obito and Kakashi talking. They were discussing the Sharingan, and then I heard about the Mangekyo. The redhead lied. I don't want to talk about it. I see. And did Sasuke awaken his Sharingan? No, but I think it will wake up soon. Okay, I'll go to your brother. When Uzumaki approached Sasuke, he saw a series of seals. Katon fireball. The Uchiha blew out a ball with a radius of 20 centimeters. It won't kill anyone, of course, but it's a good start. Keep up the good work. Okay. Then I'll continue training. Okay. I think I'll go. It's time for me to go. See you? Uzumaki turned around and went to Ichiraku. Today he was in a good mood, and nothing could spoil it. When he came to the ramen shop, he ordered 3 portions and sat down to wait. After eating and paying for the ramen, the redhead went to the Hokage's faces. He decided to cut short and go through the alley. After 10 minutes, he was already sitting on the head of the Shodai. There's a wonderful view from here, Uzumaki said to himself. Red chakra emerged from his seal, taking the form of a fox with 9 tails. This won't change my attitude towards people, the fox said in a menacing voice. And me? How do you feel about me? You are a different matter. You do not need my strength, you do not seek to subjugate me. Can I consider you my friend? A friend? I think so. But only you. Great. Kurama, will there be training today? Yes, today you will learn to control your transformation. Okay, I don't mind. After sitting for a while, Uzumaki went home. To get home faster, he decided to walk on the roofs. After 15 minutes, he jumped home. I've arrived. The ginger boy announced his arrival. Wash your hands and go to the table, Rin said. Okay. Naruto didn't want to anger his sister. He knows what she's like when she's angry. Kakashi, Obito, it concerns you too. We're already on our way. Hataki's voice was heard, and a few minutes later everyone was sitting at the table. Naruto, how was your day? Obito asked. Today I was at Sasuke's training. He has already learned 2 Katan Jutsu. He's progressing quite quickly, Kakashi added. Everyone in the Uchiha clan is a genius. Obito began to brag. After dinner, Naruto went to his room. He sat on his bed in the lotus position and began to meditate. Naruto, it's time to go to training, Kurama said. Okay, let's go now. After some time, Uzumaki was already standing on the head of the first. Red chakra flowed from the seal again, taking the form of a fox. When you get angry, your body transforms. You must learn to control this process, Kurama explained. Okay, but how to do this? You have to relax, that's the first thing. Secondly, you have to imagine this process. You have to want it. Okay, I'll try. Don't worry, I'll scan the area, Kurama said. Actually, he was lying. He just wanted to get some sleep. Rizek began to practice. He imagined the transformation process in his head, but nothing happened. After about 30 minutes, Naruto managed to release the claws on his hands and feet. Good, but not perfect. Now your task is to learn to release claws only from your hands or only from your feet. I understand. Naruto started training again. After about 20 minutes, he managed to release claws only on his hands and only on his feet. He also learned to change the color of his eyes. Okay, you're doing well. A couple more days and everything will be perfect. Naruto was about to go home when he heard a strange sound. When he turned around, he noticed a silhouette hiding behind a rock. Kurama, who is this? And why didn't you tell me? I can't keep an eye on everything all the time. I can tell from the chakra that it's Kakashi. Kakashi? So he was following me. Is it because of the incident this morning? Perhaps. In any case, you should talk to him, Kurama said, after which he was absorbed into the seal in the form of chakra. Yes, I understand. Kakashi, you can come out. Hataki came out from behind the rock with a bunch of questions. Naruto, what was that? And what kind of mini-kyubi was that here? I would also like to listen, said Obito, who appeared behind them. Okay. I'll tell you everything, just don't interrupt. And Naruto began his long story. Uchiha's eyes were popping out of his head more and more. Hataki just sat and listened, but you could tell he was in shock. When Uzumaki finished his story, both listeners couldn't say a word. Can you provide us with evidence? Hataki managed to squeeze out. Look, Uzumaki closed his eyes, and when he opened them there was a Sharingan. Hashirama in my mouth, real Sharingan, Uchiha said. Do you believe me now? What do you intend to do with us? I would prefer to erase your memory with the Sharingan, but you might find out about it again. So I want you to just keep quiet about it. Okay. We won't tell anyone about this. Right, Obito? Why, yes. I won't tell anyone. Okay, it's time for us to go home. Naruto, you will use your Sharingan during training. Understood. After this conversation, they headed home. 3 weeks have passed since that incident. Naruto was training and using Raiden, and Kakashi was helping him. During this time, Uzumaki mastered the Raikiri of the Lightning Dog. Now he is learning the Rasengan. I'll try again. Rizek began to concentrate chakra in his palm again. A ball appeared in his hand, which immediately disappeared. No, this won't work. I'll try to put more chakra in. The ball appeared in his hand again. This time the technique lasted for 7 seconds. You almost got it. Hataki encouraged his student. I see. I can't hold the equipment in my hand. It's quite difficult. Practice a little more and you'll succeed. Okay, I'll continue. After a week of hard training, He was able to create the perfect Rasengan. Kakashi, I did it, look! A blue ball began to form in his hand. Rasengan. The technique hit the tree, in which a hole formed half the trunk. Excellent. You mastered such a complex technique in just a week. You are a real genius. You will be the best in the academy. Thank you for the praise, but I can't relax. I have to become even stronger. And at the academy I won't show all my abilities. Okay, now you will learn Suiton and Doton techniques. Then let's get started. Now Naruto trained in using Raiton, Suiton and Doton, and in the evening he would go into his subconscious and still train with Ashura, Indra, and Kurama. So another year passed. A year has passed. Naruto has become even smarter and stronger. Let's run through his achievements again. 1. In Taijutsu at the Genin level. 2. Control is the same as before. 3. Learn 3 more Katon techniques. 4. Sharingan still has 2 Tomo. 5. Learn 2 Futon techniques. 6. Throws Kunai and Shuriken 8 out of 10. 7. Knows 2 Genjutsu. 8. In Sensorics like a Chunin. 9. Capable of feeling any emotion. 10. Master 3 Doton Jutsu. 11. Learn 3 Suiton Ninjutsu. Konoha. 9 a.m. Day Naruto came up with a brilliant plan. He decided to improve his physical training many times, but first he needs to discuss everything with Hataki. Kakashi, the fact that I have good endurance and strength is good, but I can't stand in one place. And what do you suggest? Remember, you talked about your friend, Might Guy. Stop, do you really want to train with him? Right on target. You are sure? Of course. Especially since you said he was strong in Taijutsu. Yes, but he is a bit strange, as are his methods. I would even say that he looks like a man. We are all crazy to some extent. Some more, some less. And his methods do not scare me. Okay, I'll talk to him. A couple of minutes later, Kakashi and Naruto headed to the 6th training ground. Kakashi, why doesn't this guy use ninjutsu? Naruto asked. He has had problems with his chakra source since birth. Because of this, he cannot use ninjutsu or genjutsu properly. Is that why he's so good at taijutsu? Yes, and he also has a special technique. It doesn't require chakra to use. He is very strong, since he was able to reach such heights without chakra. That's true, he always moves forward. When they finished talking, they noticed that they had arrived at the training ground. Looking around, Kakashi saw a man under a tree, about the same age as Hataki. He was wearing a green tight suit and a Chunin vest, and had a Konoha forehead protector on his belt. Next to him lay a boy. He was about the same age as Naruto. Guy, Hataki said, coming closer. Kakashi, my eternal rival. I want to take revenge. Let's run around the village. Or do 150 push-ups, or 20 hand circles around the training ground. Actually, I'm here on other business. Which one? This is Naruto. I told you about him. Ah, this is that Naruto. You said he was able to use your technique? Yes, but that's not the point. In general, he wants to study with you for 3 months. Learn from me? Excellent. I will show him my youthful strength. Okay, you get acquainted, and I have to go, Kakashi said, and then left. Greetings, Naruto-kun. I am Might Guy, and his name is Rock Lee. Guy pointed to the boy under the tree. Nice to meet you, Naruto-kun. Likewise. I hope we can become friends. Now that's what I call a mood. And now we'll start training. 30 laps around the range, then 20 squats and 20 push-ups. Okay, Guy-sensei. I will show you my youthful strength, Lee said enthusiastically. Overall, the training went pretty fast. 10 laps is normal for Uzumaki, so he easily ran all 30. The same can be said about Lee and Guy. These two literally live training. After the run, they proceeded to the next stages of training without rest. By the end of the training, Naruto was a little tired. His body was not used to such loads. Don't worry, Naruto-kun. By the end of the training, you'll be much stronger. The bushy-browed man encouraged his friend. Thanks for the support, Lee. Let's take a little rest and repeat. This is the power of youth. I agree with your proposal. Guy was inspired. After a short break, they decided to repeat the workout. After the push-ups, the ginger felt like a squeezed lemon. He wanted only one thing: water. "Here you go, Naruto." Rock handed Uzumaki a bottle of water. "Thank you, Lee." The ginger boy squeezed out. He took the bottle and drank half of the water. "It looks like you're very tired. I think that's enough for today," Guy ordered. "Hi," said both students. "I have to go home." "See you tomorrow, Lee," Uzumaki said. "See you tomorrow." 10 minutes later, Naruto came home. "How was the first day?" Kakashi asked. "Overall, not bad. Of course, they have their oddities, but overall, they are normal people." "Now, let's sit down at the table," Rin said. After dinner, Uzumaki went to his room as usual. Today, he wanted to ask Kurama a few questions. "Ku, are you sleeping?" "Not anymore." "Can I ask you a couple of questions?" "Go ahead." "Why do people hate you? I understand that you have great power, but is that all the reasons?" "I didn't think anyone would ask that." "You're right, those aren't all the reasons. Listen and don't interrupt. It happened to my second Jinchuriki, Uzumaki Kushina. She had just graduated from the academy. Everyone disliked her because of her hair color and her origin. She was filled with anger and hatred. She wanted revenge, and I took advantage of that. I offered her the power to stop being bullied. She agreed. As soon as she opened the seal, I took control of her body. After releasing the 6 tails, I got out of her body. I was filled with several feelings: anger and joy. Anger at the people who were using me as a weapon, and joy that I was finally free. I destroyed half the village. I could have razed it to the ground, but I was stopped by the third and 2 Uzumaki, who are still alive to this day. They sealed me back into Kushina. That's all, actually." Kurama finished his story, after which a small fox crawled out of the seal. "Well, it was hard for you. That's in the past. Now I don't hold a grudge against people, but I still feel sick of everyone except you." Later, Naruto fell asleep. Uzumaki was very glad that he had such a wonderful friend. Even if he was a bijou, this would not be an obstacle in their strong friendship. The next morning, Uzumaki woke up Kurama to give him some information. "Naruto, get up. Leave me alone, red-haired schizophrenia." "What did you say?" "Repeat." "Red-haired schizophrenia. You red-eyed scarecrow." After that, Kurama bit Uzumaki's finger. "Ah, well. I'll fix it for you." Rizik jumped out of bed and prepared a blue sphere in his hand. "Rasengan," Uzumaki said, and when the sphere almost touched the fox, Naruto cancelled the technique. "Live for now. I'll remember this. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I feel this chakra. Gaia is 100 meters from the house. Apparently, he decided to come for me. Get into the seal, and I'll get dressed." "Well, here we go again to these Otsutsuki." "I don't want to." "I don't care whether you want to or not. I said climb, so climb." "I remember you," Kurama said before returning to the seal. 10 minutes later, Uzumaki was already out of the house. He saw his new sensei and went to him. "Hello, Guy-sensei. I'm ready for training." "Okay, Lee is already waiting for us at the training ground. I suggest we hurry." They reached the training ground in 5 minutes. Rock was already waiting for them there. "It's good to see you again, Naruto-kun," Lee greeted. "Likewise. So, what are we going to do today?" "Let's repeat yesterday," said Guy. A few seconds later they began to repeat yesterday's training. After 20 minutes they finished all the exercises and sat down near the lake. "Phew, that was good," Uzumaki said. "I agree, I liked it." "We'll repeat in 10 minutes, Guy gave the command. Suddenly, several people approached from the village. "Look who's here," said the first one. Naruto immediately recognized him as Menma. "2 losers and a demon," the second one said mockingly. He was dressed in the traditional costume of the Uchiha clan. "You are so pathetic, it hurts to look at you," the third one said mockingly. It was Kiba and Izuka. "What did you call them?" "Repeat," the redhead said with a maniac smile. "Losers. I don't care what clans you are from, if you harm my friends, you will deal with me. Come on, show me what you can do," Izuka quipped. Uzumaki quickly made a series of seals and then said, Suetun, water dragon. A large column of water rose from the lake, taking the shape of a dragon. The technique rushed towards the hostile clan children. The column of water simply blew them away 10 meters. But the technique was used at half strength, it did not kill them. The trio quickly got up and ran away with pompous cries like, "We will take revenge on you!" Or, "You will regret what you did." "You're really cool, Naruto-kun." Rock praised Uzumaki. "Such a masterful execution of a high-ranking technique, I am pleasantly surprised." Guy also kept up with his student. "I think we should continue training," Uzumaki suggested. "You're right. Let's run 40 laps," Guy said. Like yesterday, they continued training, then Uzumaki went home again. The next day, he came to the training ground again. The exercises were the same, but this time there were 45 circles, 70 squats, and 70 push-ups. So Naruto trained for 3 months. He greatly improved his physical performance. Rock Lee also did not lag behind. He was glad that Uzumaki was training with him. Guy also taught them taijutsu skills. Today was the last day of training. Guy said that he would teach his students a new technique. "So, today is Naruto's last day of training, so I decided to teach you a special technique." He stood in a rather pompous pose, after which he said, "The first gate, the gate of the beginning is open." An aura of such and such color formed around the green beast. This technique is called opening the gate. It removes restrictions and increases the capabilities of the human body. After a short explanation, Lee and Naruto decided to try to open the gate. For 30 minutes, nothing happened, but suddenly Lee was able to open the gate. "I did it! Did you see it, Naruto-kun?" "Yes, you are very strong, Lee. Now it's my turn. The first gate, the gate of the beginning is open." A green aura like Lee or Guy's formed around Naruto. "You did it, Naruto-kun." Rock admired his friend. "I'm proud of you. Naruto, your training is complete. Thank you for everything, Guy-sensei." After his last training session, Naruto went home in a good mood. After training with Guy, Naruto went home. He was in a good mood today. When he got home, he informed Rin of his arrival and headed to his room. Entering the room, he sat on the bed in the lotus position and went to the subconscious. Kurama was already waiting for him there. "You're fast," said the fox. "Punctuality is my strong point. Today I want to teach you a special technique. It is a tailed beast skill that can be used by the Bijou, and it's Jinchuriki." "What is this skill?" "Bijudama. To use it, you must have a cloak of my chakra on you. Bijudama is a technique similar to the Rasengan, but only for Jinchuriki and Bijou. To create it, you must concentrate the required amount of chakra in your hand, like the Rasengan. I understood the principle of operation, all that remains is to test it in practice." A four-tailed shroud appeared around Uzumaki. "Concentrate your chakra, and I'll tell you when everything is ready." "Got it." Rizik began to gather chakra in his hand. A few seconds later, a small purple ball appeared in Naruto's palm. "Just a little more. Just a little more." "Done," the fox announced. "I understand. And now, Bijudama!" Uzumaki shouted before throwing the ball at the wall. The explosion was very powerful. A very powerful technique. It can be used as a trump card. It can be used a little differently. You have to swallow the sphere, then release a beam of chakra from your mouth. It's worth a try. Uzumaki created the Bijudama again, after which he absorbed it and fired a powerful beam of chakra from his mouth. "I'm impressed. You were able to use this technique on the first try. If it weren't for the Rasengan, I would have had to master it for at least a week." I was thinking. You said that the Rasengan is not a complete technique, right?" "Yes. To complete it, it is necessary to mix the Rasengan with the nature of the chakra. But neither Kakashi, nor the fourth, nor Jiraiya-san, who did not even try to combine it, succeeded." That's not an easy task. And what is the nature of your chakra?" "That's the point, I have all 7 elements. You can experiment with the elements and find the right one to mix with the Rasengan." "That's true. So, I'll throw out Doton and Suetun. Mokuton is out right away. That leaves Katon, Futon, Raiton and Ranton. I'm not sure about Ranton, of course I was able to use it, but it's not enough. Where will you start? I think with Katan. They have already tried to combine Raitan, but not Katan yet. Okay. You train, and I'll go to bed. Oh, you. That's all Uzumaki could squeeze out before he started creating a new technique. Kakashi was walking along one of the streets of Konoha. He was approaching the house of the third. He had one idea that he wanted to implement. Having reached the house, he knocked on the door. A few seconds later, Hiruzen opened the door. Kakashi? Come in. Hatake accepted the former Hokage's offer and entered the house. They settled down on the couch and started talking. What brings you to my house, Kakashi? Hokage-sama, I need Tenzo. Tenzo? But why? It's about Naruto. He has Mokutan. But there's no one to teach him, and I don't really want to ask Senju for help. Mokutan? Incredible. But how is this possible? I don't know myself. Maybe it's hereditary. So what about Tenzo? Tenzo was recently sent on a mission. He will return in about 5 days. Good. When he comes back, tell him to come to me. With these words, Hatake left the former Kage's house. Hokage's residence. Fourth's office. Minato, as always, was sitting in his office, sorting through piles of papers. Sometimes he thinks about the day he was chosen as Hokage. He feels like becoming Hokage was a mistake. But the past can't be brought back, he has to live in the present and move on. After sorting through the pile of papers, he heard a sound coming from behind him. Turning around, he noticed one of the Konoha Sannin, who was also his teacher, standing at the window. Jiraiya-sensei, how long have you been back? Relatively recently. Suddenly, the office door opened and a blond man, about the same age as Minato, entered the room. Straight hair reaching his shoulder blades. Facial features, the same as Minato's. He was wearing a black and white cloak, a gray turtleneck, black pants and a forehead protector with the kanji, lightning. Hello, brother, said the stranger. Michio. It's good to see you, Namikaze said. Then shook his brother's hand. Are you staying for long? I think forever. The children will be happy to see you. How is Kushina? She's fine. Minato, I would like to talk to you, the Sannin said. I'll go visit my nephews. After that, the Hokage's older brother left the office. What did you want to talk about? I would like to take up Menna's training. The hermit got down to business. Okay, I don't mind. But it would be better if you trained him after he entered the academy. Okay. Sannin left the office. Minato sighed and began sorting through the papers again. 10 minutes later, the third entered the office. Minato, I want to talk to you. This will be a very serious conversation. Having said this, the old man sat down on the sofa. What kind of serious conversation is this? You were the one who chose the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, weren't you? Yes. It was a boy from the orphanage. I gave him to Kakashi, Rin and Obito. What's his name again? Naruto, Uzumaki Naruto. You know, I had my doubts at first. If it weren't for the color of his hair and the stripes on his cheeks, he could easily be mistaken for you. And with each passing year, he looks more and more like you. What are you getting at? I recently asked to take a blood sample from the boy. We compared it with your sample and Kushina's blood sample. Do you know what the result was? And what kind? Coincidence. However, we found Kyuubi chakra in the boy's blood. It seems I can't hide it anymore. I'll tell you everything as it is. Minato told Hiruzen about how he sealed the Kyuubi in his own son, about how he was afraid of him and gave him to an orphanage. Of course, he kept silent about something, but now it is not particularly important. With each word, two feelings became more and more clearly visible on Sarutobi's face. Surprise and anger. After finishing his story, Minato sat down in a chair, preparing himself for the worst. You know, Minato, I never thought you were such a bastard and an idiot. You gave your own son to an orphanage. Where was your conscience at that moment? Did you even think about the fact that the boy could have been killed just because he was a Jinchuriki? Hiruzen could not hold back his anger. Now I think about him more and more, I am overwhelmed with a feeling of guilt. I understand that you didn't tell Kushina anything, Sarutobi said more calmly. Yes. I told her that he died. By the way, your son has Mokutan. You don't have this genome, right? I don't know Mokutan myself, but my brother uses it with ease. I see. Let's hope that when Naruto finds out the truth, he won't kill us all. With these words, Hiruzen left the office. Meanwhile, Naruto was trying to combine Katan and Rasengan. Progress was evident. Come on. Just a little more. Almost there. Your mother. The sphere simply exploded in his hands. Oh, not that again. And it almost worked. You must concentrate on the sphere. Imagine the whole process in your head. The fox said. I'll try. Uzumaki created the Rasengan again. And so, carefully add fire chakra. A small flame appeared in the center of the Rasengan. After a couple of seconds, the flame began to spread throughout the technique, and in an instant, Naruto had a fireball in his hand, slightly larger than a normal Rasengan. I did it. I was able to create my own technique. Naruto, you're growing up before our eyes, Kyuubi said. What will you name your technique? I think. Inferno Rasengan. Uzumaki threw a fireball, it flew 10 meters, after which it began to expand and turned into a fire tornado. This is a very powerful technique. You are the most brilliant person I have ever seen. You see, Kurama, you have to pay for everything, sometimes the price is too high. You're right. And one more thing. I want to say something. I always wanted to talk to you about one topic, but I kept putting it off. We're going to talk about your parents. Are you ready for this? Yes. Then listen, your parents are alive. They are Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki. After giving birth, they, or to be more precise, Minato, resealed me into you and gave me to an orphanage. You were thrown out of the orphanage into the street, but then Kakashi, Rin and Obito found you. They decided to take you and raise you. I've wanted to tell you for a long time, but I was afraid that you would hate me for it. The fox laid everything out in one breath. So my parents just got rid of me. They abandoned me like an annoying toy. Uzumaki's eyes showed a Sharingan with 3 Tomo, but after a couple of seconds the dojutsu deactivated. Naruto, how are you feeling? Worried about his friend Kyuubi. I'm fine. Thank you for telling me the truth. So what are you going to do now? I don't even know, I'm overwhelmed by 2 feelings. I don't seem to hold a grudge against them, but at the same time I want to destroy this family. I don't know what to do. You know, I want to help you, but I don't know how. Kurama, you always help me. I am very grateful to you for everything. And about my parents, I still do not intend to hold a grudge against them. It is useless. Negative emotions will only hinder me on the path of a shinobi. I will simply live as if nothing happened. I'm sure you'll become a great man, Naruto, Kurama said. I'll try. With these words, Uzumaki came out of the subconscious. Having come to his senses, the red-haired boy left the room and headed to Kakashi's room. Hatake was lying on the bed and thinking about something. Kakashi, did you find me a Mokutan teacher? No, my ANBU friend is on a mission right now. Why not ask Senju for help? They might get it all wrong. Mokutan is only available to members of this clan, and even so, only a few use it. And my friend only has Mokutan because Orochimaru experimented on him. I also heard from Minato-sensei that his older brother also has the wood element. Most likely it was passed down to him from his ancestors who once left the Senju clan. This means they won't find me a trainer anytime soon. Apparently so. Then I'll go. Rizik decided to take a walk around Konoha. Leaving the house, he headed to a ramen shop. All the way he saw children playing with friends or parents. This made him feel heavy, but the memories of the days spent with Rin, Kakashi, Obito, Sasuke, and Kurama eased this feeling. A couple of minutes later he was already near Ichiraku. He sat down at the counter and ordered 3 portions. After some time, a blonde sat down next to the redhead. She looked like Kushina Uzumaki. She was about the same age as Naruto. Tuchi, I'll have 2 ramen, the blonde said. Oh, I didn't see you. Hi. It's okay, I'm not offended. Hello? Said Uzumaki. I'm Uzumaki Naruto, what's your name? I'm Naruto Namikaze. Nice to meet you. Likewise. You're not a shinobi, right? Yes, I will enter the academy next year. So we are the same age. It looks like it. The children talked for a few more minutes, then received their portions, and wishing each other bon appetit, began to eat ramen. Do you mind going for a walk? Naruto suggested after finishing eating. I'm not busy, so I'll accept your offer. They paid for the ramen and headed towards Senju Park. She's not bad. Maybe you could hit on her? Kurama said. Does it matter that she's my sister? But she doesn't know about it. You're such a pervert, Ku. What is it? And anyway, why are you bothering me? I'm going to bed. Yeah, he went to sleep. The little ball of fur. After a short conversation with his schizophrenia, Uzumaki returned to reality. He and Naruto approached a small pond. They sat on a bench and started talking about all sorts of insignificant things. They sat like that for another 7 minutes, after which Namikaze was forced to leave her interlocutor. Naruto was left alone. He sat for a couple more minutes and headed for the exit, but suddenly he caught a surge of chakra. I wonder who it could be? Rizik decided to check. Fortunately, his sensor abilities allowed him to do so. He walked towards the source of chakra until he saw a silhouette of a man in a small clearing. Coming even closer, he was able to make him out. It was a boy of about 7 years old. He was dressed in a gray robe with the symbol of the Senju clan on the back. A wide belt with a strap, black gloves and sandals of the same color. What is he doing here? Uzumaki asked himself. The mysterious guy began to fold the seals. Mokutan wood clone. An exact copy of himself made of wood appeared next to him. You can come out, I can feel your chakra, said the stranger. I didn't think you were a censor. You didn't even hide your chakra, said the ginger one who came out from behind the bushes. Who are you? Before you ask someone's name, tell me yours, but since you do, I'll do you a favor. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I'm Hiro Senju. What are you doing here? Well, I was walking in the park when I suddenly felt a sharp surge of chakra. Out of curiosity, I decided to go to the source, and I was walking and bumped into you. A burst of chakra? But I tried to hide it. A normal genin wouldn't be able to sense that. Are you a jounin? What? No, I'm not even a student at the academy. And you are an excellent censor, I am impressed. Thank you for the praise. Uzumaki glanced around the clearing out of the corner of his eye. Do you train here? Yes, I am trying to master Mokutan perfectly, but it's not working out very well. In my opinion, everything is not so bad. You have mastered Mokutan, which already speaks of your strength. You are from the Senju clan, and this is one of the most powerful clans in Konoha. I am sure that in the future you will become a very strong shinobi. Thank you. I'm glad to hear it. And what is your element? I have 3 elements. Is it true? Yes, do you want me to show you? Well, go ahead. Raitan, the lightning dog. Lightning shot out from Naruto's hands, taking the form of a strange dog. How was it? Amazing. Who taught you this? Kakashi. Kakashi Hatake? Copy ninja? Yes. What? Oh, nothing. Let's go sit down. Fine. They sat down on a fallen tree and started talking about how it would be at the academy. It was getting on for 11 o'clock at night. Hiro remembered his promise, said goodbye, and went home. Uzumaki sat for a couple more minutes, then headed home. About 7 minutes later he reached home. Afraid that Rin would find him, he grabbed the curtain rod with one hand and opened the window with the other. He climbed into the room and began to listen. Not hearing any extraneous noise, he sat down on the bed and began to meditate. After sitting like that for an hour, he lay down on the bed and began to think about what had happened today. Think about my proposal, Kurama said, laughing. If you say another word about this, I'll try my Rasengan on you. You can't even joke with you. The fox who came out of the press was indignant. Your jokes are just stupid. Couldn't you come up with something better? You just don't understand my humor. And I don't intend to. By the way, why didn't you try to copy that guy's technique? I don't know. I couldn't even think about it. Well, what should we do now? Hey, can Ashura pass on Hashirama's memories to me? In theory, yes, but you may not be able to withstand such a load. It's still worth a try. That's enough for today, you can try tomorrow. I can do it. With these thoughts, Uzumaki went into the kingdom of Morphus. Notes. How does Inferno Rasengan work? Naruto creates an orange Rasengan in his hand. Due to the Katan of Inferno, the Rasengan has a certain temperature. As long as Naruto controls the technique, it is stable, but as soon as he weakens his control, the temperature of the Rasengan begins to rise. Due to the increase in temperature, the shell of the Rasengan gradually collapses. Due to the constantly increasing temperature, the technique increases in size. When the temperature reaches a certain point, the shell is completely destroyed, and the contents burst out in the form of a fiery tornado. Where is Otsutsuki now? Indra and Ashura are currently in Naruto's subconscious. They have two states. They have now taken the form of chakra and are scattered throughout the subconscious. This is the first state. The second state is when the chakra gathers together and forms the bodies of Indra and Ashura. I hope I explained everything clearly. Naruto woke up at 6 a.m. Today he was full of determination, because before going to bed he thought about the possible consequences that could happen after transferring all the skills and memories of Ashura and Hashirama. One person once said, "If you don't try, you'll never know." With these words, Uzumaki went to the subconscious. Ashura, Indra and Kurama were already waiting for him there. "Well, shall we begin?" Kurama asked. "Wait, I have another idea." "Which?" "I want to obtain not only the memories of Hashirama and Ashura, but also the memories of Indra and Madara." "Are you sure about this?" "Your brain may not be able to handle the load, you may become a vegetable. In the worst case, you will die. You only have one chance. I don't agree to anything else." "Oh, okay. Indra, Ashura, get ready." "Okay," the Otsutsuki said in unison. After a couple of minutes, everything was ready for the memory transfer. "Naruto, hold on," was all Kurama could say. "I'll try." "Indra, Ashura, begin." "Hi!" Both Otsutsuki touched the redhead's forehead. For a while, nothing happened, but then Uzumaki began to convulse. Kurama held his arms and legs. This continued until Hagoromo's sons finished the procedure. "That's it. Information successfully transmitted," Indra reported. "Okay, now all that remains is to wait for him to come to his senses." After some time, Naruto came to his senses. It was difficult to understand what he was experiencing now. His face did not express any emotions. His gaze was empty and lifeless. "Kurama, am I alive?" the redhead finally asked. "Naruto. Yes, you're alive. How are you feeling?" "It sucks. I saw things no one else had ever seen. War, death, hatred, hunger, betrayal. I saw civilians dying. I saw women and old people suffering, children going to war and learning what blood tastes like." Sharingan appeared in Uzumaki's eyes. Its color was black, and the tomo acquired a blood-red hue. Instead of 3 tomo, 10 appeared. In size, it was slightly larger than a normal Sharingan. "Naruto, you have awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan." Kurama was horrified. "Really?" Uzumaki said more animatedly. "Apparently, these are the consequences of receiving information containing violent scenes that cause severe emotional stress," the younger Otsutsuki explained. "However, this is not an ordinary Mangekyo. All Mangekyo Sharingans have a unique pattern, but your Sharingan simply changed color and increased the number of tomo. I have never seen anything like this before," Indra interjected. "Along with the knowledge, I received a new form of the Sharingan. I need to quickly learn its abilities. Take your time, young Padawan. You still have a lot to learn. And about the Sharingan, you can create a harem with it." Kurama laughed at his own words. "Shut up, you idiot, I can try it on you now." "Damn, I can't even laugh. Your jokes are stupid. And you yourself are an idiot and a burr. What is it? And anyway, get out of here. I was going to sleep." Before the redhead could even say a word, Kurama threw him out of his subconscious. "Just you wait, you flea-bitten rug," Uzumaki grumbled. After lying in bed for a couple more minutes, Naruto fully came to his senses after the memory transfer. He got dressed, then went to the bathroom and did all the morning procedures. He went downstairs and headed to the kitchen. Sitting down at the table, he noticed a shuriken on the plate. "So everyone has gone on a mission," Today I am absolutely free, the redhead said to himself. He made himself breakfast, ate, left the house and headed to training ground number 7. About 9 minutes later he was already there. So, let's try something. Mokotan would clone. An exact copy of Naruto appeared next to him. Not bad. And what about something more complicated? Mokotan wood dragon. A huge dragon made of wood emerged from underground. Excellent. Now I need to find out my Mangekyo's abilities. But how do I do that? Uzumaki asked himself. After standing there for a while, he decided to go to Senju Park, hoping to see his new friend there. In order not to waste time, Naruto decided to walk along the rooftops of houses. When there were only a couple of houses left of the park, he heard someone's familiar voice below him. He stopped and began to listen. Approaching the edge of the house, he found himself above an alley. He saw 5 people. Menma, Kiba, Fugaku's nephew, Rai Ichiho, and 2 girls. One had red hair, and the other dark blue. You have nowhere to go, Inuzuka said. If you become my girls, I will let you go, Namikaze declared. Rai stood and watched this with an idiot smile. Hey you! It's not nice to hurt women, Uzumaki said as he walked down the wall. Demon! Kiba shouted. You bastard. You'll pay for that time. The blonde got excited. So what are you going to do, jerk? There's no water here. Uchiha laughed. Didn't your mothers teach you that you can't speak like that? UFCK, I'm going to give you a hard time right now. Menma took a kunai out of his pouch and threw it at Uzumaki. To his great regret, the iron didn't even reach Naruto. Is that all? I expected more from the Hokage's son. What a disappointment. A disgrace for Minato. You F-ker! I'll tear you to pieces. The son of the 4th was yelling at the top of his lungs. Futon vacuum bullets. Namikaze sent a technique at Naruto, but he simply dodged it. You are too weak, you can't handle me. And now, suddenly Uzumaki began to see strange pictures and hear voices in his head. Yadagarasu, Yadagarasu, the voice whispered. After a couple of seconds, the ginger one came to his senses. I understand. A Mangekyo appeared in his right eye. Yadagarasu. What? Menma said before he and his entire gang were caught in a genjutsu. You must beat each other. Yes, master, said the trio. They began to punch and kick each other. Their faces were covered in blood, and their clothes had turned crimson. That's enough, Uzumaki said before releasing them from the genjutsu. All 3 fell unconscious. Are you okay? Uzumaki asked the girls, deactivating the Sharingan. Yes. Thank you, the red-haired girl said. I'm Uzumaki Naruto, what's your name? I am Uzumaki Suzumi. I am Hyuga Hinata. Let's get out of here, the Jinchuriki suggested. He helped the girls up, and the 3 of them left the alley, leaving Menma and his minions there. Are you sure you're okay? The redhead asked again. Don't worry, Naruto-kun. They didn't do anything to us, Hinata said. What happened there? Asked Suzumi. I put them in genjutsu. Naruto stood with his back to the girls, so they didn't see what happened. Are you a shinobi? No. But next year I'm going to the academy. This is your chance, Kurama said. What chance? To create my own harem, of course. Shut up. Yes, I understand. That's great, now sit and shut up. Baka. The fox broke the mental connection. Girls, I need to go on business. It was nice talking to you. See you later, Naruto-kun. Yeah. Uzumaki walked along the wall of the house, climbed onto the roof and went about his business. A few dozen minutes later he was already home. What are we going to do? I have an idea. Would you like to make a summoning contract? Kurama suggested. What kind of call is this? Foxes. They live in the Kitsune Valley. It was founded by me and 2 of my friends. I agree, but to sign the contract you need a special scroll. Go to the subconscious. Okay. Uzumaki found himself near the scroll. Write your name in blood and leave prints of all 5 fingers. I see. Naruto followed all the fox's instructions. Now go back to the real world, go outside, and make the seals, pig, dog, bird, monkey, sheep and hit the ground. I understand. Rizik went outside, made seals, and hit the ground with his palm. A column of smoke rose. For a while nothing was visible, but when the smoke cleared, Naruto saw in front of him a huge fucking fox with white fur and 8 tails. What am I doing here? Man, did you summon me? Yes. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. But where did you get the scroll? Kurama gave it to me. What? You still dare to laugh at me? Calm down, Fudo, this man is not your enemy, said the fox that appeared from the seal. Kurama? Is it really you? Who else? Rikudo, perhaps? So you really gave this man a contract? Yes. Listen, go back to the valley and call us. Okay. The fox disappeared in white smoke. For a while, nothing happened, but then Uzumaki found himself in a strange place. It was a village, but foxes and kitsune were walking along its streets. Follow me, Naruto-kun, Fudo said. Naruto followed the fox and looked at the village. It reminded him of Konoha in some ways. The streets. The villagers going about their business. And the village leader, who could be compared to a Kage. They were walking towards the main building, which resembled a castle. Meanwhile, Kurama, half-sized, emerged from the seal. When they entered the building, Naruto saw a huge black fox with 7 tails. Shinki, Kurama has returned, Fudo reported. What? Hello, Shinki. Kurama. It's been so long since we've seen each other. What brought you here, and what kind of person is this? This is Naruto, my Jinchuriki. I want you to teach him hermit mode, fox-style kenjutsu, fox taijutsu, and blacksmithing. The foxes were excellent blacksmiths, with thousands of metals of varying density, softness, and melting point at their disposal. It will be done. Kid, as you already understood, my name is Shinki. You will be trained for 3 months. What? Don't worry, it will only be 3 days in the real world. Are you ready to start training? Yes. Then follow me. They walked in a direction unknown to Naruto. But after some time, they found themselves near a crater. In the center of this very crater was an altar. Let's start training with the hermit mode. It's different from the toad or snake mode of the Sennin. When you enter the hermit mode, your physical abilities are greatly enhanced. Ninjutsu is also enhanced. Sensor abilities and small metamorphoses are revealed. If you master the hermit mode perfectly, you will be able to absorb Sen Chakra on the go. By the way, do you know what Sen Chakra is? No. Sen Chakra is natural energy. It surrounds us everywhere, but not everyone can feel it. To enter the hermit mode, you need to absorb a certain amount of Sen Chakra. There is a very high concentration of natural energy in this place. Sit in the center of the altar and try to feel it, but you should not move. Okay. Uzumaki followed the instructions and sat in the center of the altar. He sat in the lotus position for several hours until he felt his entire body being enveloped by some powerful energy. I did it. Shinki-san, I feel Sen Chakra. Well done. Now you must try to absorb it. If you absorb too much energy, you will turn into stone. To prevent this from happening, I will sit next to you and take away the excess energy. I understand. Uzumaki tried to take at least a drop of Sen Chakra, but nothing worked. About 20 minutes passed like this. At one point, Naruto felt that same energy running through his body. He sat like that for a couple of minutes. His hair became a little longer. The stripes on his cheeks became more expressive, and claws grew on his hands and feet, but Uzumaki hid them after a couple of seconds. Not bad. Do you feel the power? Yes. I feel my body becoming several times stronger. The color of his eyes changed to orange. Okay. Let's practice a little more. Then a break. Hi. This went on for another 7 hours. Naruto learned to absorb Sen Chakra, slowly, but he was able to. Sometimes Shinki would pump out the excess energy from him, but in general, Uzumaki entered the hermit mode on his own. 3 months have passed in the world of summoning. Naruto has mastered the hermit mode perfectly. He enters the mode in a couple of seconds. Fox Taijutsu is at a high level, as well as Kenjutsu. He is able to forge any weapon. He was able to master all this in 2.5 months. He spent another 20 days on physical training and a week learning fox techniques, such as transformation. The user turns completely or partially into a fox, and enhancing his senses. He now wears weights made of a special metal. This metal increases its weight when chakra is poured into it. There are 60 kilogram weights on his legs and 40 kilograms on his arms. He also made 6 plates of this metal on his clothes, each plate weighing 4 kilograms. By the way, about clothes. Naruto wears a black long-sleeved shirt, blue jeans, a white vest that Fudo gave him, gloves and a black mask on half his face, like Kakashi's, a golden cloak with black lights, a sign that he is now a fox hermit, and black shinobi sandals with a retractable blade in the toe area. On his back hangs a cross-shaped sheath for his swords, and in the middle is a very large sheath for the sword that he forged himself. Before that, he wore a sweater, jeans, a mask, and regular sandals. His weapons include several dozen meters of fishing line, about 20 kunai and shuriken made of a special alloy, and an explosion tag in the seals on his vest. 2 black swords like Kirito's Enlightener, but with blue veins, that Shinki gave him. A golden sword with a black pattern, he forged it. Naruto had to go back today. See you soon, Shinki Fudo. See you soon, Naruto. Be careful not to kill anyone, the seven-tailed fox instructed. After performing a reverse summoning, Uzumaki found himself near the house. Let's hope there's no one home. Rizik used the amplification and began to listen. It seems like there is no one here. Uzumaki tiptoed up the stairs and went to his room, but suddenly. Naruto, why haven't you been home all day? And what are those clothes you're wearing? Rin's voice came from behind. Sister. Hello to you too. Could you explain everything to us? Said Kakashi, who appeared before Uzumaki's nose. A few seconds later, Obito came up too. Ah, okay. Naruto told about the summoning, training with the foxes, about the hermit mode, taijutsu, kenjutsu and clothes, but he said that he got there when he did the summoning without signing the contract. After the story, everyone calmed down. Uzumaki went to his room. He put his swords, vest and cloak in the closet. Then he went to the kitchen, had lunch and went outside. He decided to go to the 6th training ground, hoping to see Lee there. About 10 minutes later he was already there. His expectations were justified. Lee and Guy were already running the 69th lap, but noticing his friend, the thick-browed one, was incredibly happy. Naruto-kun. Long time no see. Let's run 50 laps. Hello to you too. I don't mind. They prepared to run, but suddenly Sasuke and Itachi approached from behind. Hello Naruto. Who is this? The younger Uchiha asked. Hello Sasuke. This is Lee, my friend. Lee, this is Sasuke. Nice to meet you, Sasuke-kun. Likewise. What are you doing? Well, we decided to run 50 laps. How much? Itachi was shocked, to put it mildly. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I can do even more. Sasuke, do you want to come with us? I'll try, but I definitely won't run. Uchiha approached the line. All 3 braced themselves for Guy's signal. Ready. Attention. March. All 3 of them took off like lightning. Naruto was the first to run. It was like morning exercises for him. Lee kept up with him, but he couldn't catch up either. Sasuke was the last one running. His body wasn't ready for such a load, and because of that he fell on the 31st lap. About 2 minutes had passed. Lee and Naruto had already finished the race. It was good. We'll have to repeat it sometime. I agree. If you have time, I'm ready to run again. Sasuke, how are you? Nor. Malno. Uchiha said, breathing heavily. He's fine, he's just never been this tense before. Itachi informed. You're quite strong, Naruto. Guy praised his former student. Thank you, Guy-sensei. Sasuke, Lee, would you like to eat some dango? With pleasure. If you go, then I agree too. Said Rock. Itachi, Guy-sensei, are you with us? I won't refuse. Uchiha Sr. immediately responded. Thanks for the offer, but I think I'll practice, Guy said, and then ran off somewhere. After packing their things, the 4 of them went to Konoha. There they walked along the main street, then turned right. After walking another 10 meters, They found themselves in front of a restaurant that served Itachi's favorite delicacy. Each ordered 4 servings. They sat and talked about various topics, mostly about their training. An hour passed like this. Having said goodbye to everyone, Uzumaki went to the nearest park, which turned out to be Senju Park. Walking deeper into the park, Naruto turned off the path. He came out to a clearing, where he met Hiro. He lay down on the grass and began to look at the clouds floating in the sky. "It's so nice here," Uzumaki said. After lying there for a couple more minutes, he heard some noise. Getting up and turning around, he noticed his new acquaintance. "Hello, Hiro." "Hello, Naruto. What are you doing here?" "Well, I was passing by and then decided to drop in. Maybe you were training here." "As you can see, I'm already here." "Did you want to talk about something?" "No, I just decided to visit my friend." "Don't you want to practice with me?" "I won't refuse." "What are we going to train?" "Well, for example, throwing kunai. I just happen to have 10 of them with me." "Excellent. But remember, I won't give in." "This is even better." Hiro took his backpack off his shoulder and took out a kunai. Naruto bared his claws and drew a kind of target on the tree trunk. "Here is the target. Everyone has 10 attempts." "Okay, I'll start." Senju took the first kunai. He aimed through, and the iron flew right at the target. Then the second, third, fourth, fifth. In the end, Hiro hit 7 out of 10 times. Not bad. "Now look." Naruto took 4 kunai at once. "Throw," and each of them hit the target. Then Uzumaki decided not to show off, and simply threw the iron at the target. As a result, the redhead hit 10 out of 10. This continued for another 10 minutes. Then squats and push-ups for speed. Naruto won everywhere. "Well, I'm far from you," said the tired Senju. "But you're still very strong. I didn't think you had good physical training." Uzumaki looked at the sun. It was already setting over the horizon. "I have to go home. See you later." "Yeah." That's all Hiro could say. Naruto turned around and walked towards the exit. After leaving the park, he began to see strange images again and hear a voice in his head. "Hit origami," the voice whispered. That voice again. But now everything became clear to me. A Mangekyo appeared in Naruto's left eye. "Hit origami." Uzumaki moved to the roof of the building. "Cool. Space-time technology. But we need to hurry home." Rizek used his new Sharingan technique the whole way. That's why he got home in a couple of minutes. He climbed into the room through the window, fell on the bed and fell into a deep sleep. Notes: Yatagarasu. Genjutsu that turns a person into a soulless doll that carries out all the orders of the owner. When the genjutsu dissipates, the victim loses all memories, starting with the imposition of the genjutsu, and ending with its removal. Hitorigami. A space-time technique similar to Kamui. The user can move to the place where his gaze is focused. But now Naruto can move to a distance of no more than 20 meters. Gradually, this distance will increase. He can also move to a space with the same name. During use, it does not create a spiral, as when using Kamui, but a kind of split, reminiscent of a cut in space. After 3 months. During this time, Naruto had improved his physical fitness and his chakra control. Now he wears 90 kilogram weights on his legs and 70 kilograms on his arms. The foxes also gave him new clothes. These were a black jacket made of a special fabric, with 3 small plates of dense metal on it, each plate weighing 20 kilograms. The jacket itself is quite comfortable, it does not let moisture through, it is fireproof and very durable. Blue jeans with 3 seals instead of pouches. Each seal holds 20 items. Naruto spends more and more time in the summoning world. Because of this he has grown a lot. You can give him 8 years, although in fact he is 7. In the valley, he created his own technique. It was a special genjutsu. Special, because it gets into the human brain, looks for information about what the victim fears most, then shows all their fears and nightmares. This genjutsu was created for only one purpose, to awaken Sasuke's Sharingan. Possibly with 3 tomo. Naruto has a couple more achievements. Uzumaki is able to create a cover of Kurama's chakra on a certain part of the body. He also created an analog of Killer Bee's lasso. Naruto creates a cover on his hand and gives it a wedge-shaped form. Because of this shape, the lasso can easily cut flesh. And in combination with Kurama's chakra, which has a very high temperature, the technique becomes simply lethal. Like a hot knife cuts butter, the lasso cuts off heads, leaving a smooth and even trace from the use of the technique. Because of this, Naruto's lasso becomes a deadly S-rank technique. In order not to reveal his abilities prematurely, Naruto pretended that he did not know how to use Mokuton at all. But after 2 months, Uzumaki finished his training. Today Naruto was walking towards the training ground. He wanted to try out new kunai. On the way he felt unfamiliar chakra. It was a shinobi, not lower than Jounin rank. Ku, do you feel it too? Yes. You are being followed. And I don't think this is your father's doing. I'll use empathy. Naruto wanted to know the stranger's emotions and intentions, but to his surprise, this man felt absolutely nothing. He was like a soulless machine. What are we going to do with the spy? I don't know myself, but you shouldn't show your abilities in front of him. Oh, come on, I didn't know that. I was thinking of loading a Bijudama into him. I'd like to eat you. Do you have enough strength? Or do you want to experience Genjutsu on yourself? Oh, you little bastard. I'll remember this. Okay, let's move on. We're already near the landfill. What should we do? Behave as usual. Run 35 laps, do 40 push-ups, 30 squats, and 60 crunches. Then pretend you're tired. Then drop the iron and climb a tree in a few tries. I'll try. The Jinchuriki did everything according to Kurama's instructions. He tried not to do everything too quickly. He did each push-up slowly and carefully. He hit the target 5 out of 10 times. He performed the standard techniques that are taught at the academy. In general, he did everything so that he would not be discovered. After training, the redhead went home. The surveillance continued. On the way, Naruto scanned the area for other spies. When he reached the house, Uzumaki slowly opened the door and went inside. So, most likely, he won't go anywhere. What to do now? As always, run away from Konoha to the valley, Kurama suggested. No, that won't do. We need to think of something else. Let's go to the subconscious. We'll decide everything there. The fox climbed into the seal. Oh, okay. Naruto went into the subconscious. Kurama was already working his brain there. It's a pity you didn't study shadow clones. You could have sent a clone somewhere to the village and then run away yourself. That's true. You can use a wood clone. Oh yeah, I haven't practiced it much. Because of that, it can't stray too far from the original. An idea. Remember, your father gave you his staff? I remember, but what does this have to do with it? And besides, return to reality and call him. Okay. Rizik returned to the real world, closed his eyes and thought about the staff. When he opened his eyes, he had the Shikujo staff in his left hand. Suddenly, 10 black balls appeared from behind. Excellent. Now listen. These are truth-seeking balls. They can take any shape you want, you just have to think about it. Make a clone of yourself out of them. Okay. Uzumaki began to imagine his image in his head. A moment, and an exact copy of him stands before him. Excellent. That's what we need. Let's send him for a walk around the village. Yeah, said the clone. To Naruto's surprise, the clone heard everything the original heard. So you hear and think about what you are thinking about, the clone continued for Uzumaki. Quite interesting. So, go to the village, okay? Got it. I'm going. The clone turned around and headed towards the exit. We need to wait a little bit. Uzumaki waited a couple more minutes. Now we can go. Be careful, we might run into another spy. I know myself. Uzumaki left the house. After a while, he approached the wall, near the western gate to the village. It's a pity that I don't have Kamui like a beetle. I could just walk through the wall. Agree. Kai. Rizik dispelled the genjutsu. A small underground passage from the village appeared near his feet. He went down into the passage and walked along it. A moment, and Naruto was already outside of Konoha. Finally got out of this hole. Yeah. Naruto went deep into the forest. After 10 minutes of walking, Uzumaki came to a large tree. On it was a rather large house. What are you going to do? Kurama asked. You can practice the hermit mode. Uzumaki sat down on the floor in the lotus position. After a few seconds, his hair became longer, and the stripes on his cheeks became more expressive. Well, I could die of boredom with you. Nothing can be done, no one has cancelled training. How long will you tolerate surveillance? Kurama asked. For now, this is just information gathering. We'll misinform them, and when the surveillance turns into something more, then I'll start acting. Naruto replied. Uzumaki meditated for 6 hours. Then he came out of hermit mode and was about to go home, but then Kurama suggested an idea. Naruto, I've come up with a little plan. Spill it. Well, besides the hermit mode, foxes can do something else. Don't drag it out, tell me. In general, the foxes can give you another SCC and a hearth. What? But why do I need 2 fireplaces? Uzumaki didn't understand. Let me finish. This is an unusual SCCH. With its help, you will be able to produce Sen chakra in its pure form. But why? I can absorb the required amount of natural energy in a second. I'm not done yet. So, with this chakra circulation system, you will have an eternal Senin mode. Imagine living in hermit mode your whole life. You will be able to produce Sen chakra yourself, as well as control metamorphoses. Well, you can also try to connect the hearth with a special dimension. It literally consists of natural energy. Plus, in this system, tenketsu are distorted, so the Hyuga attacks will not work on you. After the operation, you just need to learn to switch from one system to another. Sounds interesting. I need to try it, but now it's time to go home. Naruto went home. Half an hour later he was already 50 meters from the house. I don't feel chakra. They must have stopped monitoring, Kurama said. Most likely, he was afraid that someone might notice him. Okay, the window in the room is open. Hit origami. Rizik found himself near the wall of the house, and then climbed up it, and climbed through the window. Oh, you're back, the clone said. How did it go? It's fine. I could see the spy a little. His clothes resembled an A and B uniform, but something about them was different from the standard outfit. He was tall and had straight brown hair. At least thanks for that. Uzumaki wanted the clone to turn into truth-seeking balls. Contact me, the clone said before turning into balls and disappearing. Good night, Ku, said the ginger one. Calm down, the fox replied. Naruto was thinking about creating a new Rasengan, and didn't notice how he fell asleep. Naruto's subconscious. So, Naruto's birthday is in 3 days. What are we going to give him? Indra asked. I don't even know. But we can't leave it like this, Ashura said. I have an idea, but we'll need the old man's help. Kurama hesitated. Spill it. Naruto woke up at 4 a.m. He did all the water procedures, got dressed and made a small breakfast. By this time Kakashi woke up. Yo and I-san. I'm going to the foxes today. Yo Naruto. Are you trying to copy my style? Yeah. I'm using you as an example. Yes? Will you be late and read books too? I don't even know, there will be problems with this. Okay, go ahead and run. Until tomorrow. And also, I left a clone in the bedroom, just in case. Naruto moved to the valley. He found himself next to Fudo. Naruto-chan. Long time no see, said the 8-tailed fox. Hello, Fudo-san. What brings you? Fudo, I have something to talk to you about, said Kurama, who had appeared from the seal. I'm listening. Naruto needs to perform an operation to create a second focus and system. You are sure? Absolutely. Ah, okay. When should we start? Yes, even now. Okay, we'll get everything ready now. After the conversation, Fudo left them. So what? Uzumaki asked. He agreed. Great. After a few dozen minutes, everything was ready. Naruto was brought to a special room. It was soaked with Sen chakra. Uzumaki was laid on the operating table and anesthesia was administered. About 6 hours passed. Naruto came to his senses. He was examined and after a few minutes he was taken out of the room. How do you feel? Shinki asked. Excellent. It feels like I'm made entirely of Sen chakra. It's okay, you'll get used to it. A year has passed in the world of conscription. Naruto has mastered the art of moving from one hearth to another. He has learned to take chakra from a dimension. He has created several more techniques. Futon, Raisin Shuriken, and Raitan, Raijin Rasengan. Increased his physical indicators several times. Also, the foxes taught him basic Fuinjutsu. Naruto also acquired a personal summon. These were 3 fox cubs, slightly larger than Akamaru. The first was Psycho, a red and restless fox. The second was Light, with white fur and a calm character. And finally the last one, Akeo. A black fox cub, an excellent tactician. All of them are descendants of the founder's foxes. Uzumaki teleported home. He found himself in the kitchen, where he last saw Kakashi. Home sweet home, Naruto said to himself. Hello? The clone greeted. And you too. What's new? Nothing, everything is as usual. Although, I didn't notice anyone following me. Okay. We'll swap, Uzumaki said. Yeah. The clone turned into balls. I have an idea, the ginger boy said unexpectedly. What's the idea? Kurama asked. I want to take a scroll with forbidden techniques and copy a couple of them from there. For example, shadow cloning and Hiraishin. And what is this for? You see, there will be situations in which I won't have access to the necessary elements to create clones. And I can't use good adamas in front of everyone. And Hiraishin is only needed so that I don't have to use hit origami. Oh, you've convinced me. When are we leaving? Tonight. And now I want to go to Sasuke. Naruto left the house and closed the door. And really, I don't feel our spy. So be careful. Okay. Uzumaki walked towards the Uchiha quarter. In 10 minutes he was already there. At the entrance to the quarter he noticed Rai, Menma, and Sasuke. Listen, Sasuke, help me teach the demon a lesson. Rai asked. I could have done it myself, but it would be better if you helped me, Menma said proudly. Oh, okay. You've convinced me. Where is this demon? Itachi's brother said in a serious voice. Naruto, I'm counting on you. Uchiha thought mentally. Why look for him? I'm already here. Uzumaki came out from behind the tree. Demon? Rai fell in surprise. Well, now you're caught, Menma laughed. Let's talk, Sasuke said coldly. Well, come on. They moved 10 meters away from Menma. So? Everything according to plan? Naruto asked. Yes. We'll have to fight seriously, Sasuke answered. Okay, let's go. They returned to Namikaze and Uchiha. Let's go to the 6th training ground, Sasuke ordered. Great. Can't wait to get them down, thought Uzumaki. They came to the 6th training ground. There was no one there. So attack, Naruto said. If we defeat you, you will take off this mask and be disgraced in front of everyone. Menma took out a kunai and ran at Uzumaki. Katan, Phoenix Flowers. Rai sent the technique to Naruto. You really want to defeat me like that? Rizek created a wall of earth, and the Uchiha's technique was neutralized. He then quickly closed in on Namikaze, and knocked the kunai out of his hands with a lightning-fast kick to the stomach, sending him flying. Sasuke, you attack with techniques, and I'll distract him. Fugaku's nephew gave the order. Kindergarten, said Uzumaki. I am your opponent. Rai shouted and ran at Naruto. They crossed their kunai. Rai tried to kick him in the side, but Uzumaki simply dodged. Katan, great fireball. Sasuke blew out a rather large fireball. And he became stronger, said Kurama. Naruto remained silent at this statement and dodged the technique. Rizek decided to counterattack. He found himself near his opponent. A spin, and the Uchiha was out of the game. There's only you left, Sasuke. Don't compare me to them, I'm much stronger. I don't want to fight you. Naruto made a few seals and the Uchiha fell to the ground. Gen Jutsu, Sasuke said before passing out. So, now it's time to go home. Uzumaki looked around the training ground. Everyone was unconscious. He left them under a tree and made a bed for each of them from tree branches. After standing there for a couple of minutes, Naruto went home. When he got home, he scanned the area. There's no one. So the surveillance really has stopped, Uzumaki suggested. It looks like it. But it's too early to relax. We don't know what awaits us, Kurama said. Naruto entered the house. He looked into the kitchen. Kakashi was there. He was reading his favorite book, Aika Aika. Hello, Kakashi, Uzumaki greeted. Hataki mumbled. It was obvious that the fourth student was blushing deeply. Interesting book? Naruto asked. Very much so, but it's too early for you to read this. Okay. If anything, I'm in my room. Rizik went up to the second floor and entered the room. Well, I guess I'll meditate. Naruto sat in the lotus position for about 7 hours. It's time, Kurama announced. Yes. Naruto climbed out the window and activated the Mangekyo. So, hit origami. Uzumaki moved around the village using his dojutsu. A few seconds later, he was already near the residence. I need to get into the office. Going through the corridor is not an option. The only thing left is the window. Rizik climbed up the wall and made his way into the office through the window. Fortunately, it was open. The first stage is completed. There are 2 more to go. Naruto, someone is approaching, the fox warned. What to do? What to do? Stop transformation. Uzumaki turned into a small fox and hid under the table. At that moment, Minato entered the office. Forgot my documents. Namikaze took a folder of papers from the table. Huh! Did I really forget to close the window? I'm getting old. Yellow Lightning closed the window and left the office. Phew, that was close, said Kyubi. You don't say it. Now let's move on to the second stage, but first we need to find the scroll. Naruto began looking for the scroll with the forbidden techniques. Fortunately, he didn't have to look for long. The scroll was in a small cabinet. Okay, now we need to replace the scroll. Rizik summoned the Shikujo staff. Goodadams appeared from behind. Then he created the same scroll from the balls and put it in the closet. Now let's go home, Kurama said. I have a better idea. We need to go to the foxes. Uzumaki made a few seals and found himself in the fox village. So what now? Kyubi asked. Now you can rewrite as much as you like. Rizik came to a small clearing near the village. Mokutan mass with cloning. Naruto created 20 clones and took out 3 small scrolls from the seal. Then he gave instructions to the clones and lay down on the grass. After some time, the clones finished their work and went underground. Now we can learn the techniques. I'll start with shadow clones. A couple of minutes later, Uzumaki read the description and instructions for the technique. Now I'll try it in practice. Shadow cloning. 5 clones appeared. Not bad. What if this is it? Mass shadow cloning. Another 40 clones appeared. Excellent. And now the Hiraishin. Naruto and the clones began training the Hiraishin. Fortunately, Uzumaki always takes ink and a brush for seals with him. He began to create his own mark on the kunai. And then long training began. After several days of hard training, Uzumaki was finally able to perfectly master the seconds technique. Now we can go back. Rizik moved back to the residence. There was no one in the fourth's office. So, the scroll needs to be put back in its place. Opening the cabinet, he removed the fake scroll and put the original in its rightful place. Phew, now let's go home. Uzumaki opened the window and climbed out of the office, then closed the window and went home. Notes. Raijin Rasengan. The user creates a Rasengan in his hand and adds right hand chakra. Then you need to maintain the stability of the technique, as with the Inferno Rasengan. We throw the technique, or simply weaken control over it. Due to instability, the technique begins to strike with lightning in different directions. Then it releases an electromagnetic wave that paralyzes all living things within a radius of 10 meters. After that, the technique compresses and explodes, forming an electric dome, upon hitting which, you can get second or even third-degree burns. Naruto walked slowly through the streets of the village. He thought about various options to improve his arsenal. But he still had no ideas. The only thing that came to mind was the techniques of Rantan and Fuinjutsu. But there were problems here too. Firstly, there are no people in Konoha who master the element of storm, and there are no scrolls with techniques in the village. And secondly, there are few masters of Fuinjutsu in Konoha, and no one will teach the demon. You can learn Fuin from foxes, but they only know the basic techniques. While pondering his problems, Uzumaki didn't notice how he reached home. As always, he climbed into his room through the window and settled down on his bed. "Ku, are you sleeping?" "No. I just remembered about one of our conversations, where you said that after you got out of Kushina, you were resealed by members of the Uzumaki clan." "Yes. These Uzumaki are now 70 to 90 years old. They may have already died, but the chance is extremely small. Members of the Uzumaki clan are long-lived. The most famous of them, Ashina Uzumaki, lived to be 150 years old. He was the greatest master of Fuinjutsu. Then there's a small chance that they can help me learn Fuin. I don't know. But I have a small guess. It's possible that your friend Suzumi is the granddaughter of these very Uzumaki. It's quite logical, but we don't know the exact answer. We'll think about it in the morning, but now you need to sleep." Naruto accepted his Biju's offer, and within seconds he was fast asleep. Somewhere in the underground Route ANBU base, an old man with a bandaged hand and eye sits in a leather chair. A man in the Route uniform stands next to him. "Report," said the one-eyed man. "We were tracking the target. He is a little stronger than the genin. Taking the tailed one won't be difficult," the spy reported. "Okay, the capture operation can begin tomorrow. Take a couple of fighters with you. If necessary, use the seal and release the fox." The head of the unit gave the order. The fighter left the office and closed the door. "This time, Minato, I won't be stopped. Soon, the power of the Kyuubi will be mine, and I will do everything to get it." Naruto woke up at 11 o'clock. He was very angry at his red-haired schizophrenia. "Hey, Rug! Why didn't you wake me up in time? Get lost, I want to sleep. I'll be in the subconscious now. Provide a resignation report." Uzumaki descended into his inner world. Kurama lay there, covered with a blanket. "Company, rise!" the redhead shouted. "Hey! What the FCK are you yelling about? Should I fry you or something?" The fox went berserk. "I warned you. Now you'll work it off with a punching bag. Fuck you." Kyuubi turned into chakra and climbed into the cage. "And how are you going to get me now?" "Listen, Ku, can I just remove the seal?" Uzumaki changed the subject. "You can, but I'll just break out of you. And you'll probably die. The only way to open the cage is to use the key to the seal. And only the toads and the fourth have it. But my mother survived. This is an isolated case. Mito Uzumaki also survived, but she died a month later. Could we try to increase the gap in the seal? It is possible, but not advisable. It may have a greater effect on your DNA as a whole. Otherwise, we may merge together. Yeah, so it all comes down to the fact that I need a key. It looks like it. Okay, let's not talk about sad things. I'll go." Naruto came out of the subconscious. "So, I need to go to Sasuke. I'll try to awaken his Sharingan." Uzumaki got dressed, made himself a couple of sandwiches and tea, had breakfast. He collected all the necessary things and went outside. His path led to the Uchiha quarter. After a while, he was at the entrance to the quarter. Suddenly, Itachi appeared from behind. "Oh, Naruto." "Hello? Are you here to see Sasuke?" "Yes. I have important business with him." Uzumaki gestured that the conversation was very serious, and talking about it in front of everyone was quite dangerous. "Okay. Let's go to the house. Sasuke is most likely there." They went to the clan head's house. They were about to enter the house when Shursui called out to them. "Hello, Itachi. Who is this with you?" the genius of the clan asked. "Hello, Shursui. This is Naruto, Kakashi-senpai's half-brother." "Nice to meet you," Uzumaki said. "Likewise." "What are you doing?" Uchiha asked. "Unfortunately, I don't know. Only Naruto can answer that question," Sasuke's older brother answered. "Itachi, can he be trusted?" "Shursui is my best friend. You can trust him with any secret." "Okay. But first, let's go inside." They entered the house. In the kitchen they saw Mikoto. She was cooking something. Our heroes passed her unnoticed, went up the stairs and entered Sasuke's room. Fugaku's youngest son was reading a scroll on his bed. "Hello, Sasuke," the redhead greeted. Uchiha turned his head. "Hello, Naruto." "Huh? What are Itachi and Shisui doing here? I have something to talk to you all about." "Sasuke, listen. This conversation is going to be very serious," Itachi warned. "I understand." Sasuke settled himself more comfortably. The other Uchihas did the same. "So, listen to me and don't interrupt. I'm here on very important business. It's about the Sharingan. I overheard Kakashi and Obito talking about the Mangekyo Sharingan. Actually, that's why I came here. I want to awaken Sasuke's Mangekyo." "Wait, Naruto. You want to awaken the Mangekyo? Are you crazy?" Itachi got excited. "What is Mangekyo Sharingan?" Sasuke asked. "The Mangekyo Sharingan is an improved version of the normal Sharingan. But to obtain it, you must experience strong emotions," Shisui explained. "That's what I want to do. I'll put Sasuke in a very powerful genjutsu. It might not be possible to awaken the Mangekyo, but we'll definitely be able to get the 3-volume Sharingan. The technique won't cause any harm. However, Sasuke will need to recover from the shock." "How effective is the technique?" Itachi asked. "Well, we have a 70% chance that Sasuke will awaken the Mangekyo. But I won't do it without your consent. Sasuke, do you agree with Naruto's proposal? It's entirely up to you to decide," Itachi said. "If anything happens, I can provide medical assistance," Shisui added. "I agree," the younger Uchiha gave his answer. "Okay, then I'll begin." Uzumaki began to form a series of seals. Suddenly, Sasuke fell onto the bed. "It has begun," Naruto said. "He will be under the effect of the technique for 10 seconds. After the technique wears off, Sasuke may scream. When he wakes up, I'll put him in Screamy," Itachi said. "Okay, it looks like it's starting." Sasuke suddenly opened his eyes. There was a Sharingan with 3 tomo in them, then it transformed into a 6-pointed star. Uchiha wanted to scream, but Itachi put him in his genjutsu. Everything went according to plan. All that's left is to calm Sasuke down. "Look, Naruto. I'm surprised. You were able to think of something that none of the Uchiha could come up with. You're definitely a genius," Shisui praised him. "It's just a coincidence." "Shisui, do you and Itachi have Mangekyo?" "Yes. But I will refrain from details." "Fine." After some time, Itachi released Sasuke from Tsukuyomi. "Sasuke, how are you feeling?" Uzumaki asked. "That's better. It looks like I've awakened the Mangekyo. How do I turn it off?" "Just stop sending chakra to your eyes," Itachi prompted. Sasuke tried to stop sending chakra to his eyes, but it didn't work. After 10 minutes, he finally managed to do it. "Itachi, Shisui, can you teach Sasuke how to control the Sharingan?" Uzumaki asked. "Yes. Thanks, Naruto. With your help, we avoided the worst consequences," Ida said. "Come on, I just wanted to help my friend, make his life easier, so to speak." After a short conversation, Naruto said goodbye to the Uchihas and went to Ichiraku. He calmly walked down the street and looked around. We can shorten this." Uzumaki walked through the alley. He had already gone halfway, but suddenly 3 people in Jounin suits appeared. One of them knocked Naruto down, and the second put a chakra suppression seal with a paralysis effect. "Okay, now we need to deliver him to the root base," said the leader. They were about to take Uzumaki, but he did something incredible. He was able to create something like the Raikage's cloak, but not from lightning, but from fire. The seal couldn't withstand it and burned. "Well, girls, shall we dance?" Kage Bunshin, no Jutsu. Naruto created 9 clones. "That won't help you," said one of the elite fighters. "We'll check it out now." Uzumaki and the 4 clones started making seals, while the others protected them. Suetun, Water Dragon. The clones and the original created dragons out of nothing, like Tobirama. The dragons soared up, and then simply dispersed. Rain poured from the sky onto the fake Jounin. "And what do you want to achieve by this?" the leader of the group asked. "That's it. Raitun, a dog made of lightning." Lightning burst from Naruto's hands, taking the form of a dog. He ran to the place where the rain was pouring. "It's a trap, let's retreat," said one of the attackers. But it was too late. The dog was caught in the rain, and lightning began to emanate from it, which rushed towards Danzo 6. The root fighters were neutralized. "That's all, now we need to tie them up. And I'll go and report this to the Hokage." The original gave the command. Leaving the clones in the alley, Naruto moved towards the residence. On the way, Uzumaki wanted to ask Kurama about what happened. "Who, that cover of fire, is it you're doing?" "Not really." "In what sense?" "When the seal of suppression was placed on you, you began to produce a large amount of chakra, such that even a simple person could feel it. You were still able to resist the seal, but your strength was not enough, and I decided to help you. I gave you some of my chakra. But your chakra was too much, and it simply absorbed mine. Because of this, you involuntarily began to transform your chakra into katan, and the rest you know yourself." "Clear. Now leave me alone, I want to sleep." "You're such a phony." Uzumaki broke the mental connection. "Okay, now let's get down to business." Naruto approached the Hokage's residence. He didn't climb the stairs, instead he climbed into the office through the window. "Hello, Hokage-sama," the red-haired man greeted. Minato, as always, was sitting and sorting through piles of papers, but hearing a familiar voice, he turned around. "Huh? Naruto? What are you doing here?" Minato was surprised by the arrival of his son. "Well, I wanted to tell you some news. A few minutes ago I was attacked." "Who did this? Where is he or they now?" The Hokage began to worry about the child, but not seeing the wounds, he was a little surprised. "There were 3 people dressed like Jounin, but their training is at the level of ANBU, if not higher. My clones are currently monitoring them.